What is up, world? You are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects, my boys, my partners, the homies, Big G and Tate, man. Got them with us. First and foremost, I want to say we back on Facebook. We back. Facebook, we are back. Thank you. Secondly, what's up, Big G, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm trying to work out all these damn technical difficulties right now, man. But I got it. I'm almost done. I almost got it complete. So everywhere that you can see it, you should be able to see it moving forward. I got one more thing I got to connect to is my Instagram. And then we should be up and rolling, man, moving forward.
That's what we're talking about. Hey, man, what's up, Tate, man? How you doing? I see you got the NBA Scully on right now. It must be cold up in D.C.
Nah, man, I just transitioned to NBA, man, since my NFL team is trash.
Oh, man, I would say y'all try. Y'all still got a chance. I mean, you still got a chance. When we look at the playoff pictures, y'all find. I mean, G was in self-destruct mode the other day. I had to talk him off the ledge, too.
No, not facts at all. I'm gonna say what I said on the podcast when we get to it.
Okay, we'll get to it.
I'm gonna say it loud and clear. I ain't hiding for nobody. that ain't facts. Don't be trying to say it.
Okay.
But I might have to walk your behind off the ledge and put you on suicide watch when the Miami Dolphins destroy y'all next week, like Buffalo just did.
Hey, listen, it was one of them games, man. Look, we want to tell everybody, man. Hey, like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. And we finna get into it, man. Do you guys realize this is the second to the last show of the year?
Yeah.
This is the second to the last show of the year, man. We actually got we ain't got. This is the last show. This is the last live show. Tate, you'll be gone until New Year's, right?
Yeah, 29th.
Yeah, this is the last live show you're going to get with all three of us together. There will be a show that will be televised next week, and then on New Year's Eve, we're going to record both of those shows this week for you. But it won't have anything to do with football, so you won't hear our banter. But, man, hey, before we get into that, man, we're going to definitely get into this. And what is up, world? You are in tune to the world's famous, the Know It All boys, man. We are here with you, and we're getting ready to do what we do. Normally, I would wait until the end of the show, but as we're getting started, man, I want to plug everybody's shows that they have going on. We have my man Sean. He still has the show, even though college football is starting to wrap up and in bowl season. But Sean, tell us everything you got going on the FFSN network.
The Level Up podcast is going to be ongoing. As a matter of fact, we just went through the contract negotiations on FFFSN, and the Level Up podcast college football show will be ongoing through offseason of college football, including spring football, including summer football. And we're talking about doing more than one show a week because we're going to do a conglomerate with the Syracuse boys to run a different show throughout the week. So the Level Up podcast definitely is going to be up and running with me and Andy P. But we got some changes going on. Check us out tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. when we're going to be talking transfer portal and bowl season for sure.
Hey, man, I need to be on that show. I need to be on that show, G. And what else do you got going, man? Midweek. Talk to me midweek.
Wednesdays, we got the Pump Your Brakes podcast with me and my man Tate Boy Fresh and the Triple OG Shannon, where it's a safe Steelers place on FFSN. On Fridays, we got the Homies podcast and the Homies Overtime, where it's me, B Dirt, and my boy Tate Boy Fresh. That's at 8 and at 9. And then, of course, you can also check me and Tate Boy Fresh on That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast on FFSN. You can watch all of these podcasts on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, and on Spotify, along with checking us live on YouTube.
Love it. Tate, talk to me, man. What we got going on outside of the know-it-alls, man?
Man, pretty much everything G said. I'm just gonna say, with the homies, he left the homie payout. So shout out to Pay in the Bear Claw podcast.
I forgot about Pay, man. I forgot. Yeah. My bad.
The big homie Pay. You're forgetting one though, man.
The little homie Pay. All y'all my little homies. Let's not forget it.
Hey, but you're forgetting the show. You're forgetting the show.
Who?
What show? Big G.
That's rather cavalier.
He said it.
I didn't hear you say it. Okay, all right. That's rather cavalier. That's important, man. The Cavs are important. But, man, we finna get this thing crack-a-lacking, man. Make sure that, like Big G say, man, go ahead and hold the sign up, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the like buttons. That tells YouTube that we are here and we are in full effect. Got a lot to talk about, man. First, we gonna
that ain't my sign, no mind. My sign is get them algorithms jumping.
Get the algorithm.
And make sure you hit the like button for sure.
Love it, love it. So the first game we had this week, man, was a basketball score, 63-21. The Raiders over the Chargers, and what you've been hoping for weeks, G, just finally happened, man. They went ahead and got him off, man. They got it. They got the Chargers coach off, and he's out of here. Adios, muchachos. What you guys think about that, man?
He should have been gone. He should have been gone since last year, man. They got more talent than any team in the NFL and can't win. And God, in my opinion, I don't know if everybody agree with me on the panel. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. He just got a trash coach, a trash OC, and like I'm telling y'all, they gonna clean house in Los Angeles. Yeah. And it might not be Justin Herbert, but they cleaning house. They start from scratch.
Could be, big bro. Could be. Next game, Vikings and the Bengals. Bruh, talking about a barn burner there, man. Hey, T Tate, how you doing, man? Great to see you here. After everybody in the live chat. Hey, so what did you think about that game, Tate, man? Talk to me about that. Watching that game, that was electric. That was exciting, man, to see the Bengals come back and win 27-24. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, that was a good game, man. The Bengals, battle of backup quarterbacks. Nick Mullen didn't look bad for the Vikings.
No.
What happened to Joshua Dobbs?
They benched him.
Yeah.
He was playing like trash the last 2 games he played.
Facts. Total facts.
Playing like Kenny Pickett, them boys.
Yeah. Total facts. Mullen's had 300, Tate. Did you know?
I didn't recall his stats. I watched it. He made some good throws. But so did Browning. Yeah. Jake Browning got away with some questionable decisions where he put the ball. He threw it in some crowds a few times, man.
Facts.
Hey, but sometimes it works for you. Sometimes it
works for you.
Hey, do you know that Browning has thrown for 300 yards every game outside of the first game he started with the Steelers, against the Steelers?
That's crazy.
Man, he out there killing them. But that's another. I can't wait till we get to the segue. But let's keep it pushing.
That's crazy. The Steelers and the Colts, man. I'm finna just move back, and I'm gonna let you guys go for it, man. I'm gonna start with you, Tate, man. Talk to me. What is going on in Pittsburgh, and how can you right the ship? I'm gonna ask you because I'm gonna ask you what's going on in Pittsburgh, and how can you right the ship? I asked G a different question.
Something's going on in Pittsburgh, man. I've never seen in my Pittsburgh fandom career, ever. Ever. To think we came out 13-zip. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, we're gonna get to play with the lead. We're gonna get to turn these edge rushers loose. And then the second quarter of that game happened, and Garner Minshew, they got him out there looking like baby Patrick Mahomes.
Facts.
You know what I mean? We lost both our safeties in the second quarter, KZ and Minka. The middle of the defense was already soft with practice squad guys playing in the middle. So the Colts just then proceeded to just gut us and run the ball down our throat for 14 consecutive plays. At one point, Mitch Trubisky's not the answer. I was kind of okay with Mitch when Kenny got hurt. Like, Mitch gonna at least get us a couple wins. Nah, Mitch don't do that. I'm curious to see if they're gonna play Mason next week. But I think I never heard Coach Tomlin like he sounded last night when me and Big G was listening to the post-game press conference.
Oh, we.
And I personally hope and think he'll be back. They'll give him one more year in his contract. I think they give him one more year at least. I don't think they're gonna fire him. I think you got to get a new quarterback. You got to get a new offensive coordinator, and you got to get off some of the dead weight contracts. You know what I mean? Chooks, bye bye. Levi Wallace, bye bye. Who else? Bye bye. Big G. Allen Robinson, bye bye.
Shoot, Cam Hayward might be bye-bye.
I'm going to get to G. I'm going to let G talk because he got a lot. We talked about this backstage, so he got a lot.
You know, so they just got to clean up the roster, make some more free agent moves, and have another good draft this year. And I think we can be decent next year again. But first quarterback and offensive coordinator, those two things must change.
So, Tate, is there anything that you think y'all could do right now to save the playoffs? Because y'all are still there. You're still right there.
Yeah, you got to win all 3 games left to have a chance.
So
I mean, we do play the Bengals. We do play the Ravens. I don't know if that matters, but we are 3-1 in the division. If we win the Bengals and Ravens, we can be 5-1 in the division. And I mean that if the Bengals lose to us next week, they won't have any wins in the division. So that would drop them. We didn't know we'd have the same record. That dropped them below us. And we just got to see what happens. I mean, but you lose control of your own destiny when you lose 2 games in a row to teams that are 2-10, and then lose a 3rd game that's essentially a playoff matchup against the Colts. So if it don't happen, it don't happen. But I mean, you know, but what they have to do is win their last 3 games. And I don't know if that even looks possible right now.
I hear you. Should we put Claude in the Matrix, man? Claude is saying, by you two not wearing Steeler hats, that shows me that y'all give up on y'all team.
I swear to God, I was going to tell you, even before I get my comments in, man, as we transition from Tate to me, go on and put him in there and keep him in there.
Got to put him in the Matrix, put Claude in the Matrix.
Totally in the Matrix. Don't even have a clue.
Ask Claude if he got on a Steeler hat right now.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Claude, you wear a Penn State hat every week? I got on Buckeyes gear from head to toe right now. And you're going to tell me I'll wear another hat. But I'll leave Claude alone, man. What's the question you got for me, Mark?
So, look, G, this is interesting to me because our conversation, man, you were trying to trade off TJ Watt. Yep. You were trying to trade off a lot of things moving forward. Yep. And you're saying just totally push reset on the roster. Yep. Why would you do that? Why do you think pushing reset on the roster is the answer right now when you're in the middle of getting into play? You can actually get into the playoffs.
Because unlike any other time, as me being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and a love fan, I believe that the messages ran cold in Pittsburgh. I believe that Coach Tomlin, based on what I'm down with the Steelers hat forever. You see our backgrounds and all whatever else, though. We love our squad, you know. But I believe more than ever that the messages run cold. And I believe that if you look at the pattern in the NFL, you cannot continue to be the middle of the pack franchise and trying to plug and go. Because if you look at the Steelers drafts, me and you talked about this yesterday. Yeah. They've missed on so many picks from 2020 to now. It's ridiculous. So while you still have high draft capital for certain players and your coach, it might be time to dump it all and hit reset. And I think that the Steelers will be better off doing it. I think that if you look at the pattern, what happened with the Detroit Lions, if you look at the pattern, what happened with the Kansas City Chiefs for several years, if you look at the pattern of what happened with the San Francisco 49ers, these are teams, Detroit not necessarily was winning, but Kansas City and San Fran definitely. They had to blow it up to start over. And I think that it would be a disservice if we keep being hanger-oners and trying to stay in that middle 12, 13 number. It's time to blow it up.
But TJ Watt, though?
You could get right now today, you could get a first and a second round pick if you traded TJ Watt today.
Tate, how you feel about trading TJ Watt, bro?
Man, I feel like a lot of things Big G says is hyperbolic, man. I mean, you still got a good defense, really. I mean, that's why I say you have a good draft. You get rid of some dead weight as far as money go. You bring in some new players. Mike Tomlin is still a good coach. I mean, you just do it. You do it again. Kansas City never went through that. They was winning with Alex Smith. Then Andy Reid came. We was winning with Alex Smith. Then they drafted Patrick Mahomes. So they didn't bottom out like he suggests. The 49ers did when Harbaugh left coaching. But I don't know that was. Then they brought in John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. They've turned it around since then. But these teams that he's talking about didn't truly bottom out. Detroit was already garbage. They wasn't winning and then say, "Oh, we're gonna lose on purpose and break everything up and do everything again." They didn't do that. That's not what happened.
I'm not saying lose on purpose, but I'm saying that if you take this is a big picture culture issue to me. So you got to take a huge step back and look at what can we do as a franchise to change the culture in Pittsburgh.
What's that comment say, Mon?
So Damian says Tomlin is defensive minded. He needs an offensive genius to keep up because the Steelers don't have the talent to impose their will. They need a coordinator who can scheme around limited talent.
He'll never, and that'll never happen in Pittsburgh.
I don't even think the talent is limited. I think the play calling is limited. I think Jalen Warren, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, I think they have good offensive talent. Just the play calling and the execution, all that stuff is what's messed up.
But I agree with what Damian is saying. What Damian is saying is he needs a offensive-minded coach who's going to get the most out of those players that were aforementioned. Because I think, when it comes down to it, Mason Rudolph, we know, has never been the answer, right? We definitely know that Mitch Trubisky is not an answer for anybody on any question. It could be multiple choice, and Mitch is not an answer. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying you could trade T.J. Watt, get a first rounder. You could probably trade George Pickens and get a first rounder because he don't want to be there anyway. You trade Deontay Johnson.
No, wait a minute. You throwing first rounds around real loose.
T.J. Watt's going to be the first and second.
He's the only one that gives you first.
George Pickens will give you a first round pick too.
Tate, do you agree? Do you agree that George Pickens to get a first round?
No, because he's damaged goods now.
Right.
I mean, he has first round talent, but nobody's gonna sign on to get with all his crying and all that stuff right now, man.
Deontay Johnson will get you a second. So there's three. You go to Cam Hayward and you say, Cam, look, bro, you long in the tooth. It's time to move, bro. That's $13 million off the books.
Nobody's giving you a first round for George Pickens.
Man, I'm telling you, they get it. I'm telling you, they could get it.
Once again, hyperbolic, like I say.
These are some hot takes.
I'm just telling you, it's time for the Steelers to break it up.
I hear you. I hear that, G, and I can see where you would say that. But my whole thing is that T.J. Watt is the heartbeat of that defense, and getting him off changes the whole defense entirely.
Exactly.
So how would you get him off?
You might have to do that to change the culture in Pittsburgh. You might have to. So listen, this, like I said, and Mon, I told you this extensively, Tate, I'll tell you this. Omar Khan, in my opinion, did an outstanding job with last year's draft in 2023. But if you look at our overall roster, I even went back as far as 2017.
You want me to read out what we put? What we
can. 65% of those players that we drafted from 2017 and now are not even on the roster anymore. So our roster is completely depleted. So you got a bunch of guys that have heard this message from Tomlin and they ain't going to work moving forward. Just because you bring in a new coordinator, that might change the play on the field a little bit, but not like that. You're going to have to change everything.
So to your point, Big G, here's to your point, and we talked about this. Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr., Keanu Benton, Darnell Washington, Nick Herbert, Corey Trice.
Great draft.
They hit in that draft. The draft 2022 was Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, DeMarvin Leal, Calvin Austin, Connor Haywood, Mark Robinson, and Chris Oladukin. So
maybe one hit and one marginal player.
And what do you think about that, Tate?
Well, it takes draft picks time. They all still there except for Chris Oladukin, who was quarterback, who they let go. He got picked up by Kansas City off the practice squad. But I mean, so we don't necessarily know about that draft completely yet. Mark Robinson's still there. Connor Hayward is a part of the offense.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin, special teams, returning kicks. He hasn't really got involved in the offense that much yet because the offense sucks. You know
Go back
one
more year.
All right, so 2021, Najee Harris, Pat Fryermuth, Kendrick Green, Dan Moore, Buddy Johnson.
Back-to-back 3 in a row trash.
Isaiah Loudermilk. So they had 2 in that draft. Najee.
Isaiah Loudermilk's still there.
Yeah.
Dan Moore's still there. Najee Fryermuth's still there. I don't know where G got a 65% number from. That's
when you keep going back, when we get back to 17, but
we'll stop at 20 with Chase Claypool, Alex Highsmith, Anthony McFarland Jr., Kevin Dotson, Antoine Brooks, and Carlos Davis.
And it gets worse as you keep going back.
Yeah.
They're not even on the roster.
That's Kevin Colbert too, though.
That's what Ma didn't I say that?
You did.
I said Omar Khan has shown off the bat 2023 he's able to put together a decent draft. But the roster's so depleted based off of those other years. And that's why I'm saying we're young already. Why not clean it out?
So your point is get draft picks. That's what your point is.
Yeah, let's start over. Let's start from scratch.
I don't think the roster's depleted. I mean, with this draft they have, you got a lot of good young players. Like I said, it's talent on offense. I mean, you may need a center on offense. You need a coordinator. They may stay with Kenny, see how it does with a new coordinator, but they need a center. And I don't know. I mean, but I could deal with that offense if the schematics and play calling and execution was different. On defense, we like Keanu Neal. DeMarvin Leal been hurt a lot this year, but he was on the up coming up last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we need a middle linebacker. I think we need another safety.
So can I ask a question?
I think the
we need a quarterback.
Steelers got a top 10 roster in the league.
We need a quarterback and we need a number 1 receiver, a number 1.
Afton said, "I still want Hines Ward as the coach."
Wouldn't mind it. But Tate, let me ask you, and this is a question to you, man, because you are still a fan just like I am. Is being 10-7 in the middle of the pack, even if we upgrade? I'm talking about trying to win championships, bro. I'm talking about trying to get a championship, and you got to get a franchise quarterback with a team around them.
Who out the AFC gonna win the championship this year? Who you got?
As of today, Lamar.
Baltimore.
As of today, Lamar.
We beat them.
And then my homeboy can get hot anytime he want to.
And they're 9-5. They're 2 games better than us.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. Everybody is in the mix. If you get play calling better, execution better, you in the mix too.
I agree. I agree with Tate. Claude said they're the youngest offensive in the league, and they need an OC who knows how to make that work.
Take Claude out the matrix. Take Claude out the matrix right now for that comment.
He's out the matrix. He's out the matrix. He is definitely out the matrix. I think that was a really good comment.
To be honest, it could go either way with me. I don't necessarily want to. I'm not a Tomlin basher or a Tomlin hater. Tate knows that. I have defended Tomlin over and over and over and over again. But the issue is I don't know if what we have to do, because I know this thing. This is what I do know. I am so sick of being in the middle of the pack. I am sick. So I'd rather finish last to build myself to get to the top than keep finishing in the middle of the pack. Because you know what the middle of the pack is? You're the first loser. You're the first loser. You go to the playoffs and you know you're gone.
Here's the deal, G. Tomlin has done a great job managing his talent. I just think he, like Damian said, he needs an offensive mind to help him. Go ahead, Tate.
Sean Payton, before he got traded, before he left New Orleans that last year, was 7-9, 3 years in a row.
Uh-huh.
They stuck with him.
Yeah.
He then won 4 division titles in a row.
Facts.
So Pete Carroll been up there almost just as long as Tomlin. And
Facts.
He's had a chance to bottom out and get it right and stuff like that. I don't know. I understand the premise of sometimes you just need a new voice giving a different new message, but sometimes you know what you got is good and you just roll with it. And I think that's what the Steelers do. That's why we've had 3 coaches in 55 years.
Wow, Claude said Tomlin is responsible for keeping Canada and his schemes around too long. I don't know if it's necessarily Tomlin, but he may have had a part to do with it. But we're gonna move on, man. The Broncos got smashed by the Lions, 42-17. The Lions look like they've woke up. That's Tate's team, Detroit against everybody. What was that stuff with Sean Payton and Rusty about though?
He benched him because he played trash.
Yeah, he benched him, but they got into it like
because he benched him because he played trash. Sean Payton said, "I ain't having it no more." Detroit ran up that scoreboard on them. They put 42 up on them boys. And man, I'm gonna tell you, y'all don't want no part of them. Y'all don't want no part of them.
They put 42 up on the defense.
Yeah.
But I think Sean Payton right now, he playing too conservative, man. I mean, his play calling, it's like you run on first and second down, and then you try and pass on third down, man.
Bail them out. You can't do that. You're right, Tate. No offense survives when you run on first and second down and try to bail people out on third.
Tate, I got a question. Who is Sam Laporta a top 3 tight end in the NFL today?
No, he's a really good young tight end. He's not no top.
You don't think he's top 3?
No, he's not. I mean, we said it yesterday. I told you he's top 10. He's definitely top 10. You know what I'm saying? But I mean he's featured in that offense, but he's not better than Travis Kelce. He's not better than George Kittle. He's not better than Mark Andrews.
Ooh,
he's not better than them.
No,
he's not even better than Evan Ingram right now.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Laporta's nice, but
he is nice.
Let's admit that Iowa is tight end university, though.
Oh, that's one.
Hawkinson is better than him. Hawkinson's better right now.
Iowa is ridiculous. That matter of fact, position you, they numero uno across any position you in the league.
Well, tight end especially.
Yeah, numero uno. The man, they Kittle from there, Hawkinson, a fan.
Dallas Clark was
Laporta,
from there.
Dallas Clark, man, they got dogs.
They tight end you.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So definitely we moving forward. The Giants took a loss 24-6. The Saints finally woke up some offense. The Bears, they lose in an interesting game, 20-17. Keep the Browns at 9-5, bro. That's big.
I'm eating crow too, man, because I said the Bears will make the playoffs. But like I also said in our chat, the Bears coach needs to be adios, muchachos. He should not make it to Monday morning. He lost that game. He is a horrible. Now, they had some critical drops. Tate, you're absolutely right. Critical drops. I mean, one wide open touchdown in the first half. I mean, I couldn't believe the boy dropped it. He was 10 yards behind the defense.
Damien, I gotta address this, man. You be coming with that hot fire. And I really want to know, why do you feel like they should? Because I think at this point, he's 9-28. He's 9-28, 3 years worth of action. You got a chance to get Caleb Williams. Why not get Caleb Williams? I'll let your big brother answer this question. Do you feel like they should keep Justin Fields?
First of all, I mean, Chicago's coach may be fired, but it won't be because of today. The offensive line played terrible. The coach didn't make any bad play calls, really. I mean, the Chicago was in control of that game with 10 minutes left.
He went conservative, Tate. He went real conservative, bro. He went real conservative, trying to save Justin Fields.
When you're playing in the rain in a defensive game, the Browns versus the Bears, you try and just, get out the stadium with a W. I mean, but he didn't make any bad calls. The pressure, and you got to be conservative when the pressure is getting to your quarterback every time he dropped back.
Ooh.
As far as keeping Fields go, of course, I don't want him to, because I want the Steelers to be a player for Fields. But
that's that bias, Tate. That's that bias. I feel you, though. Yeah, bias.
I'm going to give you a honest assessment, but I do understand the notion of drafting Caleb Williams, and if for no other reason, you passed on C.J. Stroud last year. I think we'd all agree C.J. Stroud is better than Justin Fields right now.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is, they say, one of the best quarterback prospects in the last 10 years.
Facts.
I mean, can you pass up on him and reset the rookie quarterback clock? You got a lot of good stuff going on in Chicago. You could essentially get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison.
Oh, and no, you can't get Marvin 4. Marv will be gone.
I mean, I don't know where Chicago's own pick is at. They losing though.
Yeah, they right now they're slated to get pick number 1 and pick number 4. At 4, Marv out of there, dog. He gone. Marv probably be
four.
number 2
He
pick.
gone.
Oh yeah. Marv probably going. Marv might go number 1.
Marv is gone at Arizona. We all know that. Arizona,
they got him.
Arizona's gone. They're picking Marvin Harris.
You still could get Caleb Williams and another elite offensive player. Their defense looked pretty good today. Getting Montez Sweat was a good signing. It looked like to me right now.
Oh man, he's a monster. That's total facts. He's a monster.
So that's a good stat to point out. It really is a good stat to point out. He's 92.9 in the last 17, but it hasn't. And I guess it hasn't translated because of the team around him. Maybe defensively he needs some help. No, he needs help offensively. DJ Moore
is his weapon. Cole Kmet maybe. But if
that boy, that running back from Texas is nice. Rashawn Johnson, he nice. I think they could use another lineman, and they could use another receiver, an elite receiver. But they just it's schematics and play calling with them too. You get Justin Fields with what's his name? Used to be the OC for Baltimore with Lamar when he had his MVP season.
Oh, I forget. But you're right though. If you simplify the offense for him and make it to where he has options, and you give him a line that can hold up just a little, Justin would probably be better.
I don't think you need to simplify the offense, bro. Justin Fields has command of the offense. He needs dudes to make plays. I mean, when you got dudes dropping wide open touchdown passes.
I will say this: he holds the ball a little longer than he should. Yeah, y'all have to admit that. Tate, you got to admit he's holding the ball. So, and I think that's just because he's not seeing it, right?
I don't know.
Greg Roman.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he sees everything. I just think that the issue is that his team around him is horrible. He needs dudes that's going to catch that ball. I
hope my thing is I hope that if they do get Caleb Williams, that they trade him to a spot and he burn him. I would just love to see him, be in a position or in a place that people could take. Because I mean, we talked about this. There are 5 teams out there who desperately need a quarterback in this next coming year.
I would say 7. There were 7.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Los Angeles Chargers.
No.
Los Angeles need a quarterback.
No. I'm sorry. Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders.
Yes.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
I think they probably married Kenny Pickett, Derek Carr. They signed him to a 4-year, $160 million deal when he came there.
But they
sort of like Danny Dimes. You trapped with a scrub.
Well, at least the Giants only did it for 2 years though.
Yeah, facts. And the Pittsburgh Steelers. That we all of us desperately need a quarterback. All of us.
So if I would love to see him, like Tate said in the very beginning of this, I would love to see Justin Fields show up in a Pittsburgh uniform. That would be great. In Underachiever Bowl today, the Falcons versus the Panthers. The Falcons may even need a better coach. The Falcons may even need
they need to fire that coach. Bijan Robinson didn't even touch the ball.
That's why I said I don't understand how Bijan Robinson is not getting touches in that offense. And
they need to fire that coach.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
This is something Tate Boy Fresh says all the time. He said the best player on the field makes your offense go. And you always roll with the best player on the field. Today in that game, Bijan Robinson was the best athlete on the field, and he didn't even hardly touch the ball. That was ridiculous. They used him as a decoy.
He's been the best. I mean, I don't get it. And then not even that. Kyle Pitts, who is one of the best tight ends that we saw come out in recent years, don't get no kind of touches. Don't get no kind of touches. So
trade Kyle Pitts. Trade.
When I think about Atlanta, it's not just the quarterback; it's the coaching. You know what I'm saying? And
I would trade George Pickens for Kyle Pitts.
Fact right now, today. Tate,
y'all
today.
I'll run 13 all day with
13 personnel all day and night.
Washington and Pitts.
And they wouldn't know what was coming. They wouldn't know what was coming. 13 personnel.
But
I trade today.
Atlanta, from a skill position perspective, most games has the best offensive skill players on the field with Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London.
That is total facts.
That's
total
facts.
And the John Smith, what's the coach's name?
I don't know.
It's not Art Smith. It's what is his name?
All I know is he
got his chance because he was offensive coordinator in Tennessee, and they was doing a lot of different stuff.
Hey, all I know is Atlanta coach is a scrub, though.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. All I know is he's bad. He's bad. Let's see here. The Buccaneers beat the Packers today. Baker started looking like he wanted to bake today. So, I mean, it's kind of nice to see.
Tate, can Tampa Bay beat anybody in the NFC? In the playoffs?
Anybody in the NFC?
Can they beat anybody in the NFC in the playoffs?
They'll get to host the playoff game. They'll be hosting the Cowboys.
Sure will. Can they beat anybody?
I think anybody in the NFC can beat anybody. Arizona was hanging with the 49ers for a minute today.
For a minute. But when the athletes in the playoffs and everything ramps up, Baker Mayfield he's your link. When you start looking, you remember in the Water Boy where you start looking and you was trying to find your link? Baker Mayfield is your link.
He had a perfect passer rating today.
He did.
And he threw a perfect pass, and he threw for 4 touchdowns.
He did.
He lit them boys up like a Christmas tree.
You know, like I know. Baker Mayfield gonna show up at some point. The Jets lost to the Dolphins today, 30-0. Man, I want to say that the Jets need to get a new quarterback, but like Tate said, I think they're married to Aaron Rodgers at this point. Right?
Bro, the Jets getting fired a coach. They getting fired.
Well, they should. I think they absolutely should. Here's the reason why I think they should fire their coach. And you tell me this, Tate. Normally, I don't side with G with his hot takes, but I have to side with him on this one because he caved to Aaron Rodgers and got everybody who Aaron Rodgers told him to get. I mean, the chef, the cook, the water boy, the groundskeeper, and whoever he said. You know what I'm saying? He got him. And I don't think that was the smartest thing for that team. Talk to me, Tate. How you feeling about that?
Did the Jets do that, or did the GM and the owner do that? I don't think the Jets coach is making those decisions. Nah,
he had the amen with it. He had the amen with it.
Nah. The Jets wanted to be viable. They jumped in there. It worked when Tampa got Brady. It worked when the Rams got Stafford. They was the ownership and the management was thinking we can do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Didn't work. I think Robert Saleh is a good old school traditional coach. I think he wants to build from within and build up. Now maybe Zach Wilson wasn't even his problem. He didn't draft Zach Wilson.
No. Facts. That is
facts.
Wasn't
part of that.
That is facts.
I mean, you owe him at least. And then 4 plays into the season, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. So now you don't know what it would have been. Maybe it would have worked, but I don't think it's on the coach. We all know what Zach Wilson is. We all know what every other quarterback that's played for the Jets this year is. So I think Saleh comes back next year, and if he don't do anything next year, then he could potentially be gone. But this year ain't his fault.
Okay. Damian said, same deal as Tomlin, an offensive guru. Keeps it Saleh because Aaron will manage the offense when they're healthy. Their current OC is weak. Get rid of it. I understand.
Yeah, but that was Aaron's choice, Paul Hackett.
Absolutely.
And the ownership and manager signed on with what Aaron Rodgers wanted.
And
who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to be next year, though? We don't even know Aaron Rodgers is going to be good.
That joker talking about coming back week 16.
Well,
I don't know how he's doing.
He's an attention whore, Big G. Much similar to Big Ben. We know how they are. That joker
absolutely
playing
prima donnas,
meaningless game week 16. He better
prima donnas. Just like Ben cost us, Rodgers Gary cost the Jets. You absolutely right. They want all the attention. They suck all the oxygen out the room.
Jay said they should take a top-tier quarterback. Rodgers can help mold, if not recruit a day one starter in the draft.
Jay Steve with a good point.
Good one.
Because the Jets right now, they got a top 10 pick.
Yeah, they would.
They
based on
should.
their record.
They
Based on their
should.
record, they'd probably be number 9 and number 10, based on their record.
Hey man, we ain't do nothing today, but he did last. Zach Wilson got some crazy arm talent, man.
He does.
Dude
He
got
does.
a gun.
He does, but I don't know if somebody needs to develop it and pull it out. I mean,
I
he does
agree.
got.
I agree.
He does got.
I think he came to New York as a number 2 pick. New York, Gotham City, with all that pressure on him, he gonna be the difference making everything. He need to go somewhere like Ma saying develop, because the kid got a lot of talent, man.
The issue is, and just in my evaluation, he struggles. He's first read Garrett Wilson. if the first read ain't wide open, he gonna force it to Garrett. He's one read Garrett, and that's what's killing him.
But that's his security blanket. But and get this, Mahomes is one read, and then Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's cap.
Listen,
that's total cap.
Listen, everybody has that security blanket. Everybody, every quarterback has that security.
That sounds like Kyle McCord.
Kyle
McCord throw it too.
Yeah.
One read and Marv. One read and Marv.
Hey, B-Dirt said, doesn't matter what else happens tonight. The game ball goes to Tate for calling Rodgers an attention whore.
Facts. Total facts.
Total facts with it.
Oh my God.
It's truth. There's some truth to it.
You got your boy Joe Burrow. He ain't out there seeking no attention. None at all since he got hurt. But Aaron Rodgers all out throwing before the game, trying to show that his Achilles is doing better. Oh, I'm gonna come back. We can make a playoff run. Now you want to come back week 16, Big G. Say for what though? You just got eliminated officially today.
Yeah,
exactly.
For what? It doesn't make sense.
No playoffs for you, buddy. No playoffs for you.
Well, the Chiefs beat the Patriots today. It was looking touch and go there for a minute, but the Chiefs finally put it out 27-17. The Titans pulled out.
Wait. My homeboy about to get hot. I seen it. I was like, uh-oh. My homeboy about to get hot, bro. I'm just telling you. He's about to get hot. My homeboy about to go on one of them 4 or 5 game winning streaks where he looked like he all world. Wow. I seen it today. I was like, oh my God, here he comes.
Raiders, Bengals, Chargers, their schedule.
So the Jacksonville just fumbled the kickoff on the kickoff return, and Baltimore. Oh no, no, he didn't. He was down. But here we go. We got the Texans. Well, the Titans pulled the ultimate disrespect today.
Total disrespect.
Put on the Houston Oilers outfit today. I mean, and they came out just balling, though. I mean, they came out balling. And for all intents and purposes, it looked like they were going to win their game. But the Texans pulled it out. Let me ask y'all, DeMarco Ryans coach of the year?
Absolutely. He didn't have
D'Amico.
He didn't have Tank Dell today. He didn't have CJ Stroud today. He didn't have, what's the boy from Michigan? What's the wide receiver from Michigan to play on their team? He didn't have him today either. And Noah Brown was out there killing him. Yeah, Nico Collins. And Noah Brown was out there killing him. That he deserved coach of the year.
Coach of the year, Tate. You think
Houston might make the playoffs. Houston might make the playoffs.
No, I think Houston will make the playoffs. Do you think he coach of the year?
They back in that bunch. They got to play the Colts again. They got to play coach of the year, 8-6. If we start from what expectations was at the beginning of the year, I think he probably got to be. Any other real surprises this year?
None.
No.
None whatsoever.
No, Dave is the number 2 pick in the draft, and they're gonna make the playoffs.
And that's why I said the expectation was real low.
It was very low. That's their ceiling was not high. I mean, their floor wasn't high at all.
CJ Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Even though Puka Nacua, Anusia, he can make a valid case. He could definitely make a valid case.
No way.
He's leading in receiving.
Dog, no way.
Right after Tyreek Hill.
CJ Stroud, if you go back to last week, he was 3rd in the NFL in passing.
Right.
Come on, dog.
But you don't think Puka has had a great season?
He's had a great season, but Stroud the rookie of the year, dog.
Okay.
It ain't close. Stroud still lightweight could be have an argument based on these next 3 or 4 games about that MVP. He could, man. Stroud has been bowling.
Timothy said CJ could miss the remaining of the year and still be rookie of the year.
That is total 100% facts.
He's kind of in that driver's seat. He's in that driver's seat.
He's not gonna miss a man a year, hopefully. And
he was just in concussion protocol today.
I like those old Oiler uniforms, man. And
hard.
Ooh,
those are hard.
And I understand why they won today, because they was back in Houston.
They trolled. They trolled.
That game wasn't in Houston.
That game wasn't in Houston?
No.
They trolled. They was in Tennessee.
That was indoors.
No, it was not. Bro. It was outside.
Yep, they had Titans. They had Titans in the end zone and everything. They
had Titans in the. No, they had Oilers in the end zone. They put the Oilers stuff all down on the field. You know what I'm saying? All of the Oilers stuff was there. It just felt like it felt like it was a troll. It felt like it was a well played out troll, and they almost won. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Big story, and you gotta understand it. I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life, but the one time where I split in half in football was the Houston Oilers. Man, I love Warren Moon and Webster Slaughter and Rodney Thomas, and I have a homeboy who played with Ray. At LBJ High School, Chris Sanders, he played tight end for the Oilers. Man, it was one of them things where I love the Oilers and I love Earl Campbell, the Oilers colors. Man,
Tay, back in the day, was that our division the best division of football, man?
Yeah.
Steelers, Oilers, Bengals, Browns, man, back in the day.
Yeah, you said Warren Moon, how you leave out Haywood Jeffries?
Haywood Jeffries, man, my bad. It was so many of them, man.
He was actually their best receiver.
Lorenzo White.
And Ernest Givens.
Lorenzo White, remember? Number
and Hill, and they had three running backs. They had Alonzo Highsmith, they had Lorenzo White, and
Rodney Thomas. And
then they got Ernest Biner. And then Ernest Biner went over there.
Yeah, rest in heaven, Rodney Thomas, But again, that was my squad. I love to see those uniforms. But shout out to the Texans fans and the Texans. They won today. 49ers, 45-29. They're the Cardinals. 49ers the best team in football.
Period. Brock Purdy the MVP.
I think so. I think he won it today. I think he won it today. I would give it to Brock Purdy. If I was giving out MVP votes and MVP, it goes to Brock Purdy. He's definitely done enough. The Commanders and the Rams don't look now. The Rams can make the playoffs.
They could.
The Rams can make the playoffs. 28-20, they won. The Cowboys versus the Bills. We got a boat race today, man. And I'm glad to see it. It reminded me when I was watching it, number one, I was kind of distraught because I was like, man, the refs were calling it kind of crazy. But then, I mean, it ain't no crazy. Yeah, man. There was a couple of
stop it.
Hold on. Can I finish? Can I finish without you going to the left? I said at first I was kind of discouraged because I felt like the refs were calling it kind of crazy, and it did with the big hits on Dak, and it didn't get called, a couple of them. But man, they got out physicaled at the point on the line. They got ran. They were able to run the ball. They didn't pass on us because they didn't have to. I mean, Josh Allen only had 94 yards. When you can run the ball that efficient and effective, there's nothing that an opposing team can actually do. And today, we just, we ran into it, we got it, and hats off to the Bills. You take those type of losses. And the reason why I said that I was looking at the game and I was really optimistic is because it put me in the mind of the Giants 2011. The Giants 2011 went on to go beat the undefeated New England Patriots, and they lost 5 of the last five games. So they lost 5 of their last 10. And they went into the playoffs, and everybody was like, "Oh, I don't know." But they righted the ship, and it was sometimes teams got to take those type of losses to kind of get themselves together. And it's been too much praise heaped on my team, and I'm glad that now we can get in here and go into the next week moving forward. But Jonathan Hankins, that loss looks like it's looming big, and on the defensive side of the ball, we've had some people dinged up. Malik Hooker and Stephon Gilmore had food poisoning. Gilmore played today. Malik Hooker didn't. It was too many missed tackles. I think we counted 20 some odd missed tackles. You can't win a game like that. Just can't win a game when you sit out here.
They beat y'all up.
I don't.
They beat y'all up.
They handled.
Y'all got beat up worse than the Steelers got beat up by the Colts. When the Colts went and they ran.
Why are we comparing?
They beat y'all up.
Why are we comparing? I'm talking.
I'm just making sure you
loves company. That's all I'm gonna say with you.
They beat y'all up.
This guy.
They beat y'all up.
When I'm sitting here detailing what happened to the Cowboys, you jump in because you want to heap on.
Well, I got some actual analysis. Not
Thank you.
Talking about y'all got.
Thank you. I would love it.
The calls you referring to, I feel like it was some bad call. I feel like that first personal foul on Dak, dude didn't even really hit Dak. He dove over top of Dak.
Same facts.
I didn't think that was a good call. Just like I didn't think the call on Javon Curse, whatever his name is, was a good call against Dallas. Right. He just hit the guy. It wasn't nothing personal foul-ish about that.
The Josh Allen personal foul that they call where Tank just pushed him right here in his chest and he didn't even hit him. He was trying to come off of it. That was ticky-tack. It was ticky-tack calls.
There were some, but then they made some that weren't, that they made calls. But I feel like Dallas showed today, Dallas at home is going to be favored. But you're going to go on the road in the playoffs, and they haven't won a big road game yet.
Got to prove it, man. You're right.
And they beat Philly. They split with Philly, but that's the only really good team that they beat so far. They got to. Well, they can show a lot next week against the Dolphins.
The Seahawks and the Rams, both of them are good teams. You can't take that away from them.
I'm not saying the Seahawks and Rams are a good team. We beat the Rams.
What?
I don't think they're playing better now. So you kind of got to give them credit for they playing a team that's 7-7 now. I mean, not one of the winning opportunities they had against the 49ers, against who else they played that was really good. Who the losses against?
That's it. The 49ers, the Eagles, the Arizona Cardinals, and now the Buffalo Bills. In which I kind of picked at the beginning of the season. I'll find that tape. I picked us to lose it. This is one of the things that I could lose. But you're right, Tate. Until we actually beat a good team on the road, this stigma's going to be holding on our head. You know what I'm saying?
All I know is I told you on the homies Friday night they was going to get smoked. And I told you they're going to get smoked by the Miami Dolphins next week. And then you going to come back on the homies and tell me I told you so. Because they ain't got no – matter of fact, Dallas probably going to lose Miami. Dallas probably going to lose against Detroit. And they might beat the Commanders. Dallas ain't got no parts ready for none of them top teams.
First of all,
I'm telling you.
We're not losing.
Dak is fool's gold.
We're not losing to Detroit
everybody's
at
talking
home.
About Dak. Everybody's talking about Dak MVP. Like I said,
but
trash.
It's tough games to get you ready for the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I don't really listen to Big G.
Oh, and we're in the playoffs right now, by the way.
I don't really listen to Big G because everything Big G say is, again, hyperbolic, and he gonna say Dallas gonna lose, Dak is trash, Luka is trash. So at some point, I just filter it out. My ears got a filter on them.
Yeah, because
when it keep coming up to being the same
not
thing,
true.
What is supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
What you gonna say if they come out and smoke Miami next week?
They ain't gonna smoke. Like I said today when I said about Chicago, I'll say I was wrong. But as I said on the thing on the homies on Friday, that trash. Y'all was talking about the MVP. Y'all argued me down.
He
that
was MVP before today. Today's performance
now
knocked him back a notch.
It did knock him back.
MVP now. He ain't gonna see no part
but
of
I'm gonna tell you, today's loss had nothing to do with Dakota Prescott. Oh, and by you saying that,
so when they win, it's all him. When they win, it's all him.
He should have threw 3 picks today. Now,
absolutely, Tate. That's all facts.
Tate. Let me say something. Let me say something. When it comes down to it today, I'm gonna tell you what the loss had everything to do with. Buffalo had 266 yards. The time of possession, 35 to 24. Right? You can't do if a team is running you off the field, your offense got time barely have time to do something. Your offense barely have time to. So I'm not gonna put
3 picks today.
I'm not gonna put that on. But shoulda, coulda. If was the fifth, everybody be rich.
Well, he's going to go see Jalen
time.
Ramsey. He's going to go see Jalen Ramsey next week. So let's see.
At the same time,
he's going to go see him.
At the same time, my points with you is we're 10-4. Why you trolling? We're 10-4.
Right.
We're already in the playoffs.
You're gonna be 10-5 after next week, and I'm gonna win my bet against Thomas. Like I told you was gonna lose 5.
We're 10-4. We're in the, no, you didn't tell him you were gonna be 10-5. You said we weren't gonna win 11 games.
No, I said y'all wasn't gonna. No,
and we still. I'm gonna tell you like this: we still got a chance to win 12 games, which I think we will.
Okay, we'll see.
We're gonna win that game in Detroit. I think
we'll see next week.
Yeah,
we'll see next week.
We'll definitely see. But anyway, I like how this is what I have to say about this whole thing, and then I'm gonna move to the other game so we can get through because we got some good stuff, important shots. It shouldn't be one of those things as we talking. It's just a me and Big G thing. Everybody else ain't in the room as we're talking, right? And you're sharing about the Steelers. I don't heap on. What I do is I give a what's called an integritous take. I just want you to have take integrity. You don't have that.
I'm full take integrity. You are biased. You are biased about the Dallas Cowboys. They can do no wrong. Your quarterback is trash, and you ain't gonna win. So you say take integrity bad. I'm gonna say you the most biased dude out there.
Bad.
That's foul. That's your choice and your
moving on. The Ravens right now in Buffalo. The Ravens and Jacksonville are at 0-0. Lamar was moving the ball down the field, but it looks like they just came off. I am excited to see what the Ravens are going to do. I called this early in the year. I said the Ravens were going to be the team to beat in you guys' conference. How y'all feeling about Lamar Jackson right now?
He the MVP. If he ball out tonight, he the MVP. It's either him or Purdy that's going to win the MVP. But if the Bengals, if Joe Burrow don't get hurt, the Bengals still gonna finish second in the division.
Well, aren't the Browns second in the division right now?
Yeah, by a game.
They're 9-5.
They got them by a game. So
what are we gonna say if Joe Flacco comes back and gets this team into the playoffs?
He had 370 yards passing today. 3 picks though, but he had 370 passing, 364.
What do you think about this?
We talking about giving up. I think Steelers going to beat the Bengals next week. It's a home game. It's in Pittsburgh. But I've been thinking it for 2 weeks straight. You got to turn around at some point. I think they just beat the last win they had was against the Bengals. I think they beat the Bengals next week. And the Browns and Bengals played that last week.
Facts.
I don't even know who to take in that game. I think it's in Cincinnati, though.
It is.
So let me ask you guys a question.
But I think Baltimore is Division I, though.
Yeah. Does Mason Rudolph move the needle for you guys, man?
Nope. Not really.
Not at all from going into the next season quarterback perspective. I think with a full week of practice, if he gets it and gets the reps with the ones, he's much better at throwing the ball downfield. So I think it can actually open up the offense a little bit. But he's also a sitting duck in the pocket too.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like a catch-22. Some give and take with that. But we may as well. I know what Mitch not gonna do, so we may as well go ahead and see Mason the rest of the season if Kenny don't make it back. If Mason can win next week, if he play, then I think you bring Kenny in going to Seattle and against Baltimore if he's ready, and then you try and just win the last 2 to try and get in.
I don't agree with that. I don't think Kenny need to see the field no more this season. That's just me. I think it's a wrap.
Well, I told you the difference between Mitch and Kenny is I feel like Mitch take a little more risk. You see a little more juice with the offense. Not a lot, but difference with him and Kenny is Kenny don't turn that ball over, though. And that allowed the Steelers to stay in games. Steelers had 3 turnovers yesterday that killed them.
Can I say this? The difference between Mason and Kenny is that Kenny Pickett can't read a defense, and Mason can. Kenny's more mobile than Mason, but Kenny can't read a defense. Mason can't.
Here's what
with Mason was he wouldn't cut it loose either. That's the thing with Kenny.
But that's the thing. If Mason Rudolph throws the ball and just go ahead and lets it rip and get it out fast, you got Warren out in the flat who you can definitely run screens to. You know what I'm saying? You got people who can get open on slants with Deontay Johnson, and then Pickens is right there. And Freiermuth is right there waiting. But Pickens is a long touchdown waiting to happen if you can just get some consistency in offense. I don't know, man. In my heart of hearts, I don't think Mason is the answer, but I think he is he can salvage the rest of you guys' season. In my thought process, I think he can really be the one to salvage the season if they just give him the first team reps and say, "Hey, you're the guy." You know what I mean?
I don't disagree.
I don't know.
It might increase his potential trade value too.
Yeah,
I mean, you
definitely
might be able to get a 5th or 6th rounder if you. I think the Steelers getting off their quarterback room next year.
Definitely. They unloading them like luggage after a trip, bro. They getting rid of everybody.
And I think Kenny would be back, but they're gonna bring in competition, and Mitch and Mason's out of here.
Yeah, definitely. So the Eagles and the Seahawks will be our Monday night game. Jalen is not feeling good. He's under the weather, and he may not play. And Geno's not playing in that game too, right?
Yeah. What's called? It's got a stomach virus. Jalen's got a stomach virus.
Yeah, so
that's what they reported.
And Geno's not playing in that game. So definitely, man, we want to get to this real quick, man. Let's go with parting shots. And I will go ahead and start with G, man. So give us your parting shots, bro.
My parting shot is this week that I think that first of all, let me say this. I am extremely proud of the guys at Ohio State and those guys deciding to come back and play in the bowl game. Everybody except for Marvin Harrison Jr., JTT, and Travion Henderson has all decided that they're going to come back and play in the bowl game. And I think
Travion Henderson was coming back.
He's undecided yet. He has been practicing. Travion Henderson has been practicing, but he has not made the official decision on whether or not he's going to come back. But I will say this, with those guys deciding to come back and give it one more time, speaks volumes to the culture in Ohio State. People have been on them about them guys losing 15 players to the portal. So what? Let's see how good McCord do over at Syracuse without Marvin Harrison Jr. next year. But I think that the Buckeye Nation, we're good. And congratulations to the 4 teams, even though I don't think Alabama should have made it. Congratulations to the 4 teams that made the playoffs. And I'm looking for an outstanding bowl season this year in college football.
Who's the winner right now in the transfer portal, Big G?
The Colorado Buffaloes.
You think Deion has done enough to put himself in a contention for the Big 12?
No, not yet. Deion's got to continue to add transfer portal players on the defensive side of the football. He's got a couple of good ones, but he has definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, secured his offensive line by getting 6 guys out of the portal and including 2 all conferences. And he flipped a 5-star left tackle from Ohio State to Colorado. So yeah, Deion Sanders has done it. He's done an outstanding job as of today in the portal.
Hey, Tate, you might find this funny. Georgia was recruiting a quarterback, and he ended up going to Nebraska. But he hasn't committed yet. But he went to his Nebraska visit. You know that the Georgia fans tried to get his ticket canceled.
Yep.
So he wouldn't make it to Nebraska.
That is facts.
Dude all over the place. That's Dylan Raiola, right?
He said
Raviola.
He was committed to Ohio State at first. He didn't jump around about 4 or 5 times.
But I think he has a family member that's at Nebraska now.
Yeah, his uncle or somebody is a coordinator or some kind of coach.
He's been to 4 high schools though.
Yeah,
he's played transfer to 4 different high schools. So that's red flags everywhere.
That's definitely red flag. Tate, man, talk to me. Give me your parting shot.
Man, I'm just going to talk about NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers found out day before yesterday. Darius Garland is out for a month, fractured jaw.
Yep.
Evan
Fractured
Mobley out
jaw.
6 to 8
Yeah, he
weeks.
gone.
Yeah, he ran into Porzingis and fractured his little face, little soft little. He a baller. He a little soft, little something. No, little fella. You know, y'all know how it is to be little fellas. But you know,
No, I don't. I've never been a little fella, but keep it pushing.
I'm saying you my little fella, Big G. But you've always been my little fella. they go Tim trolling. But yeah. So Evan Mobley out 6 to 8 weeks having arthroscopic knee surgery. The Cavs are now 14-12, a quarter of the way through the season, a third of the way through the season. Not
Facts.
what we expected after 25, 26 games. And I'm thinking, I've talked to Big G and Relly about this. And he played great last night. 22 points, 13 assists in the game against who they beat last night? Atlanta Hawks.
Yep.
Jared Allen, 25 points, 14 boards. They came and played with some fire last night. Talking about Donovan Mitchell at 22 points, career high 13 assists. But I think it's legitimately time Cleveland considers trading Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
I think you trade him. You get everything you can for him. There's some teams that will want him. I mean, he's a all NBA caliber guard. We gave up a lot to get him. We gave up Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, 3 first-round picks.
Yep.
So I think you try and recoup. You won't get that back, but you can get a few good players back and a couple first-round picks. So I think you go ahead and do that. I'm not saying you tank. You just let this year play out how it do. And maybe you get a good draft pick, but I think that goes to Utah this year.
Yep.
But you go ahead and start building for next year. You try and get Evan Mobley and Darius Garland back by, after the All-Star break. Get them play. Bring Imani Bates up.
Yep.
You just go to those young guys. You still got Karis LeVert. I really like what Max Strus has brought this year.
Yep.
But I think the goal is not anymore this year to try and win a playoff series. If you make the playoffs, you did good this year, considering the injuries and how we started. I think you build around Mobley, Garland, Imani Bates, Karis LeVert. You still got some Jared Allen. You still got some good pieces, but this is not the year to expect to win a playoff series. So go ahead and trade Donovan Mitchell, get what you can, and hey, Big G.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy that I really do support African American coaches in all sports.
Yep.
Like that's part of the reason why I support Mike Tomlin. But JB Bickerstaff got to go, dog.
I've
thought he was an older coach he coaches in an older way. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's who his daddy is. His daddy is Bernie Bickerstaff.
Yeah, you don't coach. He doesn't coach young talent well. And in this day and age, you can't coach young basketball players like you did the old ones. It's not going to work.
Trade Mitchell to Brooklyn for Cam Johnson, Dinwiddie, Seth Curry, and a couple of draft picks.
I don't want Seth Curry and Dinwiddie. I'd rather them young dudes, Dariq Whitehead, and they got
what's the kid from LSU? The kid
Cam
from LSU
Thomas.
that can shoot.
Cam Thomas.
So all right, so give me Cam Thomas, Seth, Cam
take
Johnson.
Seth out of there. Give me Cam Thomas.
You got to take a veteran
Johnson.
to get the. Got to take a veteran to get the contract. Got to take a
Cam
veteran.
Thomas. Cam Johnson just signed a big contract coming to this year. He made like $22 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, and I want the young talent and some picks. I don't want Seth Curry ain't doing nothing to me. If we talk about rebuilding for next year, that don't do nothing for me. He's a little fella.
I feel it. I feel it.
So
Trade
Mitchell no matter what.
That's where I'm at with the Cavs, man.
I like it. I like it. And my parting shot, man, had something. I'm an old school wrestling fan, and I don't. How far you guys go back in wrestling, man? I go back to Hulk Hogan the Freebirds. I go back pretty, Jimmy Superfly.
Young, dog. Hulk Hogan, young.
Yeah, when you say go back to Hulk Hogan, that's like when I stopped watching wrestling.
That's right when
I
you
go
stop.
back to
Okay.
Abdullah the Butcher and Tony Atlas and Tommy Rich.
Tony Atlas.
Rhodes.
How about Mr. Wrestling
Dusty
1 and Mr. Wrestling 2? How about them two dudes?
With the mask?
Yes.
You talking about the missing link?
No, the Mr. See,
Nah,
you don't even know.
dude
Mr.
named
Wrestling 1 and 2.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Wrestling 1 and number 2, dog. And what was the best wrestling of all time? The Four Horsemen, dog. The original Four Horsemen.
Can I name them all?
Go ahead. Can you do it?
Lex Luger.
No, he wasn't the original Horseman.
Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Was Dusty Rhodes one?
No, he was against the Horsemen.
All right, well, I give up.
Olin Anderson was another Anderson brother.
Arn and Ole Anderson. Both
yes.
of them. Okay.
Yes.
That's what Timothy just said. The reason why I bring that up, man, is there's a movie that I'm super excited to watch, but also sad at the same time. The Iron Claw. It's about the Von Erichs and the Von Erich brothers.
Oh,
and the Von Erichs, man, they used to have the match with the Freebirds all the time. They were huge in wrestling. Their dad was really huge in wrestling, man. But it's a tragedy because 3 of the 4 brothers are dead, right? And 3 of those 4 brothers committed suicide. It's a tragedy. And Zac Efron is playing the brother that survived, which is Kevin Von Erich. And Zach has put on a lot of weight. He's definitely juicing. If y'all are out there, look at the picture of Zac Efron right now. Zac Efron looks like he was juicing, or he's on at the minimum. He's on that HGH. You know what that HGH is, G? You know what I'm saying? They're putting that HGH on him. That's that stuff that Barry Bonds was rubbing on his muscles. You know what I'm saying? But definitely seeing the Iron Claw and seeing, just bringing that Von Erich story up again, man, check on your people. Mental health is a serious thing. And a lot of times in the African-American community and just communities in general, people are walking around smiling, but are really going through stuff. You see me and my big brother, G, y'all think we getting into it. We just really passionate about what we're doing. I check on him all the time. He checks on me all the time. And
I'll be checking on that boy being in suicide watch because them cows.
No, we don't even want to play around with the suicide watch thing, because when we're thinking about the Von Erichs, all 3 of them, they committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I'm saying, check on your people. You know what I'm saying? Check on your people. Make sure they good. Talk to them. Even in the times that they're going through, and you play with them, make them laugh. Make them joke. Make some jokes. Bring them in. Sometimes people just need to know that you care. Some people just need to know that there is someone that cares about them. I always have I have a story about a friend of mine who did the same thing. He committed suicide, but usually he would call me all the time, and I had a missed call on my phone. A missed call on my phone. I was asleep. I got up. I missed his phone call. I called him back. That was the last time he had called me, because an hour later, he had ended up taking his own life. And it's one of those things where you start to feel like, hey, man, if I would have just called, or if I would have been. No, it's no ifs. Call. It's no ifs. Make sure you get up and you call. Check on them. Be more concerned about your friend or your family members' well-being, their headspace, than you are about the little disagreements that y'all have. Little disagreements are going to be here till the cows come home. But I guarantee you, if that person is gone, you give anything to have another moment with them again. So make sure you check on your people. Like I said, I seen this movie and it got me excited about old school wrestling. And you saw how G and Tate lit up when they started talking about it. I mean, old school wrestling was you couldn't tell us it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell us it wasn't real. You couldn't tell us it wasn't a thing of beauty. But there's some stories about Kerry Von Erich, who, he carried a razor with him, and he would cut himself before the matches, and he would really be fighting. Matter of fact, Ric Flair had the title, and they were supposed to go in cage matches, And he said that first fight, and it was a tour, that first fight against him was so bad, he threw the belt at the people behind the scenes and was like, somebody else is doing this. I'm not doing this. And that's because there was nobody there to check on. There was nobody there to really talk to him, man. So, man, please do somebody a favor, especially around the holidays. Do somebody a solid. Do yourself a solid. Check on your people, man. Check on your people. Make sure they good, man. This is your boy Mod, man. I appreciate all of you guys for rocking with us. You got anything else you want to add to the pot tape?
Yeah, man. I just want to shout out listener and viewer, my cousin T-Tate. She always checking on me. I appreciate that. She check on me more than some of y'all cats do. But I know why, though. Y'all think Tate always good, because that's been the thing for 50 years, right? So, don't worry about me. I'm good. But I thank her. And I don't need y'all to check on me. I understand what she's saying. I'm just saying this is to her, though. She checked on me this morning. Like, literally, 7:30 this morning. Sent a voice text telling me, I'm just calling, think about you, love you. I know, what you're dealing with, this, that, other, and you still fighting through it and doing what you got to do. And that's all true.
And that's love.
That's love. Yeah, it's love. That's my family. So I love her for that. But I got a lot of support, man. Y'all cats keep me busy, keep me engaged, and just doing stuff. So it's all part of it. We all got somebody, even if you think you do or don't. Your people is your people, and your people love you because they love you. So thank y'all. Thank everybody. Thank all the listeners, viewers, watchers, everybody in the live chat. Thanks for letting Claude out the Matrix.
Yeah, he earned his way out though.
He earned his way out.
He earned his way out the Matrix. He be saying stuff to get himself in the Matrix.
Hey man, Claude, my dude though. Last thing I'm gonna tell Claude though, because it's the next real season coming up. Hey, Penn State did beat Ohio State in basketball the other day though, Claude. We had them down 18. They came back and beat us.
Claude,
but I want to tell Claude right now. What's the date? December the
17th.
17th. Claude, the Cincinnati Reds gonna win the Central Division next year. Don't even put your Pittsburgh Pirates in it. No, none of that. I'm just letting you know right now. December 17th.
And Claude about to be super happy because I got inside information and intel that Julian Fleming is transferring to Penn State.
That'll be a good thing.
So, Claude, you were super happy because y'all finally going to have a receiver.
Oh,
been a long time.
Timothy. Listen, G, you got anything to add to the pot before we get out of here?
No, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. Like I said, we won't have a live show. We're going to have pre-recorded shows already set up, ready to go forward for the holidays. You'll see me and Tate Boy Fresh on the home. No, you'll see Tate on Pump Your Brakes on Wednesday, but I'll be live with B-Dirt and Pay for the following shows and with Andy P. Me and Mom might mess around and do something live in between too. We'll just see. But we definitely, once the first of the year, once one of 2024 hits, we are going to hit the ground running. We are trying to take the Know It Alls podcast and every platform that we're on, including Fans First Sports Network, to a whole different level. So we appreciate everybody that's been with us. We thank the generals. We salute you. But we can pump those brakes. I mean, we can mash the gas in 2024.
I was going to say pumping the brakes. Hey,
we're going to mash the gas in 2024.
Let me say so because we probably won't get into that very much because we're going to have a full show for these two recorded shows. Tate, this year, what was your most memorable moment of 2023? With the most memorable sports moment of 2023?
Oh, see, that's the kind of question you put out in production, so we had time to think about it. But if I'm just going off the top of my head, and it's just fresh in my head, so I'm gonna go back to baseball, man.
Ooh.
Just the young Cincinnati Reds, man. Ellie De La Cruz, McClain, Spencer Steer. The Reds went from losing 100 games year before last to winning 82 this year. And that's without any really good pitching or anything like that. Pitching was hurt. I like some of the young pitching, but they've made moves already. The young guys coming back going to be a year experience now. So I really like what the Reds did from a front office standpoint and managing their minor league assets and when to bring them up, who to trade, and all those things like that.
That front office is phenomenal.
Yeah, they've done a great job. So
that front office is phenomenal.
I will say the turnaround of the Reds, since that was fresh fresh on my brain. LeBron broke the scoring record. Yeah, he did do that.
Was that in 23 or was it 22?
23.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was right after the New Year. He probably right.
Big G, most memorable sport moment that you can remember.
The final breaking of college football as we currently know it. The changes of the conference, the death of the Pac-12, the reemergence of the SEC adding Texas and Oklahoma to an already stacked conference, the Big Ten adding USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, and Florida State being left out of the playoff this year, along with the Harbaugh saga. This year's college football
saga. It was a saga.
The Harbaugh saga.
Yeah.
So this year's 2023 college football season was by far for me. And I can't wait till 2024 because, ladies and gentlemen, we now have free agency in football and college football, and I can't believe it. And we're going to a whole different level.
Hey, Big G.
Yeah.
Do USC, UCLA, Washington, or Oregon stand a chance at winning the Big Ten next year?
2 out of the 3 could win it. I mean, 2 out of the 4 could win it next year.
Who could
2
win
out of the 4. Oregon could win it, and USC. If USC is able to get Denzel Ward, USC could too. They cause problems.
USC is going to need a quarterback.
Denzel
I think
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Denzel played in NFL, if I'm thinking.
Yeah. If Cam Ward goes to USC, they could cause.
But they still won't have no defense, right?
No.
The portal is something else, though.
Yeah, but I ain't seen nobody get him in the portal. Me, it would be the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers won the pennant this year. They were the world championship. It's first time. Wow. And it's good.
You're not gonna take credit for that being your team, though, Ma. We're not.
No,
I'm not.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
It's not something. I was just about to explain why I felt that way because my uncle is the one that made me a Braves fan, but he also would watch the Rangers a lot because the Rangers were on in our area, and we couldn't. I mean, they lived in Abilene, so we couldn't get any other game. We watched them. I remember Buddy Bell. I remember, Rafael Palmeiro. I remember, Pudge. Of course, Nolan Ryan pitched for him for a little while.
You don't remember when A-Rod played for him?
Man, it was a brief moment. It was a brief moment. It's like, a brief moment. I'm telling you, he was there for 2 seconds. He didn't really want to be there. But the gist of the matter is seeing that happen, for a Texas franchise, that's a good thing, especially because they never won it. You know what I mean? That was a big thing. And I think my biggest moments here with my brothers would probably be, that I'm thinking about us discussing the draft, going live on the draft this year was phenomenal. That I was in seeing a lot of takes, picks, and believe it or not, G had a lot of good picks during this draft. Like he had some really good evaluation during this draft, and I was really pleased with our assessment and the way that we handled the draft and the way that the players that we've called out and we highlighted and said specifically we're going to do good things. Us being able to do the live draft, I think, was a highlight for me.
With the Level Up podcast moving the way that it's moving, man, do you think the draft analysis was crazy last year? Wait till you get it this year. That's why I say 2024 with the KnoitAllZEp podcast is going to be a whole different ball game. Because really what I want to do, I don't know how I'm going to do it or how I'm going to pull it off or where I'm going to get the time. I want to start doing film study and skull sessions on the KnoitAllZEp channel and take the guys backstage with Patreon and show them film breakdown and show them why I call a lot of people trash and no good and all.
Well, all 20.
I just ain't talking. I watch a lot of film. And
all 22 is available on PFF. If you guys didn't know that, you get all 22.
Patreon's all 22 is way better.
Well, Patreon is you paying for the same thing with PFF, but you don't like PFF.
No, PFF trash. PFF trash.
Tate, did you like the live draft as well?
Yeah, that was fun, man. I mean, we had Thomas on there. We broke down picks, and we did. Yeah, we did that. That was really, really a good hours of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I do got to say, Big G calling PFF trash. I don't know that I disagree with him, but I do know that if PFF say something that Big G has previously said and supports what Big G said, he will like them. They won't be trash no more.
Fact.
Will anybody be trash if they support what Big G said? I don't think so. I think everybody is gonna be good. Because wasn't that the Bleacher Report? And he was like, "Oh, they
that was
trash."
the Bleacher Report. I said, Big G, is Bleacher Report? You respect their rankings? He said Bleacher Report trash. I said, okay. I was gonna tell you that they had Shea ranked number 2 in the NBA right now. He said, "Oh yeah, post that tape, post that."
Hey man, look, and I have to announce this. I'm sad to announce it. I think I just lost in the playoffs. God dang it. I done lost fantasy football playoff week 1.
You did better than Big G.
Week 1.
Make it.
I was 9-5. Looked like I'm being 9-6.
I started out 1-5, man. I pulled some stuff out my hat.
Big G,
but,
you finished.
But I promise you, this is the last year ever I'm taking 2 running backs back to back ever.
That's a whole nother show. But our playoffs don't start the next week. 4 teams make it. It's week 16 and 17. So I know I play Pay next week in the first round because he's the 2 seed, I'm the 3 seed. Shout out to Damian Tate, he the 1 seed.
Ooh, Tate.
But Big G, Damian texted me earlier this week. He said, "Man, did you change the divisions? To make?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but it's been like that all year. I didn't change it like during the season because it's a contender division and a champions division. So me and Big G in the same division because we don't won a championship, and that's a much tougher division. So Damian was beating up on some slubs."
Yeah, but everybody over that division almost finished over 500. Everybody in that division.
This will be Damian's first one if he win it, though, right?
Yeah.
No, to be Damian's first chip.
He don't got no chip.
Yeah,
and he's gonna play. I think he's gonna play Emmett in the first round.
Emmett is a past champion.
Yeah, he won it last year, and he's back in the playoffs. Emmett done figured something out.
Claude, I didn't finish last in my league, Claude. I didn't finish. I finished 7th. I finished 7th. I finished 7th. I did not finish last. I'm 7-8, and I started 1-5 because I lost Aaron Rodgers right off the bat.
Well, so
I had to scramble to get a quarterback.
You guys, this is our last live show of the year, man. We're getting ready to go. We thank you for real. I'm not playing when I say that. I appreciate everybody who rocks with us in the chat, who stays with us and keeps us going. Definitely. We appreciate you. Make sure that you like and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. I think Lamar Jackson just fumbled.
He did.
I think he just fumbled and turned the ball over. It's still 3-0 Jacksonville. This is a hard-pressed game, man. But look, you guys, we're going to get out of here. Tate, G, y'all got anything before we close this out?
Nah, bro, let's do it. Let's get up out of here.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes,
Merry Christmas. Make sure that you get all your Christmas movies in, man. We out of here. Peace.